What's up, fight fans? Your favorite totally unbiased fight commentator is back to give you the hot take on the Jake Paul versus Andre August fight. Now, I went into this thinking it would be a total clown show. Just another exhibition carelessly thrown together to gin up pay-per-view buys from the casuals. In fact, I'm willing to bet my left nut that most boxing fans probably didn't know this fight was happening since the promotion for it was totally non-existent. But there were actually some intriguing technical displays that exceeded my low expectations, and I was pleasantly surprised, well, at least by one of the boxers. Let's start with the problem child himself, Jake Paul. Say what you want about the guy's ridiculous personality and event promotion antics, but you've got to respect his grit for continuing to step into the ring. Now, Paul is definitely no prodigy, but he's made some massive adjustments in his fight game that are worth pointing out. He came out aggressive, utilizing solid fundamentals like distance control and combo punch setups. I particularly liked his use of the double jab, flicking it out there just to touch August while keeping his feet moving. His footwork was a lot more fluid in this fight, and his front hand definitely looked a lot better than any of his previous fights where he just relied on his overhand, his ring control and foot placement for proper shots like the upper take tons of repetition. It definitely looks like Paul's been putting the hours in at the gym. Now, in case you were wondering why that uppercut caught August by surprise, Paul was able to set it up nicely by playing his double jab throughout the round. So when he threw the jab to hide that uppercut, you can tell August had zero clue it was coming and was caught completely off guard. Like seasoned boxing coaches will say, the punches you don't see coming are the ones that knock you out. Defensively, though, the kid's still a work in progress, still experiencing some slight trouble dealing with pressure and lax head movement. But his offensive fundamentals seem to be coming along better than expected. Now let's talk about August for a bit. Was he a tough opponent going into the fight? He definitely wasn't the underdog, as he had a lot more experience being an actual boxer, but you couldn't tell that from watching the fight. August didn't change angles once and wasn't reacting to punches like a boxer. He was just a punching bag in the ring. Usually when this happens, it could be attributed to the mental pressure that comes with fighting in front of huge crowds for the first time, something that might have overwhelmed August, as he also kept making mistakes with predictable movements like constantly ducking, which the commentator also pointed out right before he paid for it with that uppercut KO. Perhaps Paul has more potential than we thought in the sweet science. Crazy how far determination and a little money to afford world-class coaches can get you. So in summary, Jake exceeded expectations, showing some true grit and promise. But was his opponent a true test? I'm not so sure. August hasn't exactly been setting the boxing world on fire as of late, but with this fight, it looks like Jake has earned the right to try his hand with a fresher, more active top 50 fighter before we start considering any fantasy matchups with Canelo. But for now, I gotta tip my hat to Mr. Paul. You earned this win, fair and square, no BS. It'll definitely be interesting to watch his journey if he continues to stay active and take on more advanced opponents if his skill sets continue to improve. We might just be witnessing something here, especially if he keeps knocking out his opponents. Remember, he's closing in on 10 pro fights now, so there's definitely going to be some slight attention to him from the box pros if he keeps this up. But he's still got a long way to go. One thing's for sure, he's definitely not a YouTube boxer anymore. So what did you think of Jake's performance? Who do you want to see him fight next? Let me know in the comments. And be sure to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more hot takes in the ever-dynamic world of martial arts. Until then, stay safe and train hard.